wa sallallahu ala nabiyul kareem. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Speaker, the Speaker of the House of the Nigerian people, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, with the Deputy Speaker presiding in the chair, my respected colleagues, members of these hallowed chambers, I remain Honorable Ado Doguwa, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. I represent the good people of Doguwa, Tudunwada Federal Constituency. And for the records, Mr. Speaker, being the house of the people and an institution that reckon with the rule of law, I want to say that leveraging on the court order that I still stand as Sardauna of Reno of the Reno Kingdom in Kano State. This is also democracy. The rule of law has to succeed. I also double as the Gallatu of Kangiwa in Kebbi State, and I'm also Gado Damasu of Uke in Nasarawa State. My respected colleagues, democracy, as it says, government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, I would like to join the leadership of this great chamber to congratulate Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for coming this far on the path of democracy. I would like also to congratulate members of these great chambers, and by extension, congratulating our fellow Nigerians for having a successful 25 years unbroken democratic system in our great country, Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, may I also congratulate the national chairman of the ruling APC in Nigeria, that yes, we are 25 years of unbroken democracy. Mr. Ganduje, my boss, I congratulate the party and the nation at large. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is obvious to mention that in every process that is meant to serve the people, you are virtually going to look at the disposition of the people, the aspirations of the people, and work in that direction. I want to say, Your Excellency, my respected colleagues, without fear of any contradiction, that we have done quite good in the delivery of the good and the expectations of the people of this country. If you recall, Your Excellency, when we were having or facing the military juntas in the past, it was government that was run without, at least without this institution. And for us to have run a system with this institution reflecting and representing the interests of our people and in the overall interest of the nation for 25 years unbroken, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, is worthy of celebration. I therefore rise here proudly to say that we celebrate 25 years of unbroken back-to-back democracy in our great country, Nigeria. And this institution has actually contributed immensely to the development of democracy in Nigeria.
Thank you.
We have come through a lot of things, and we have done a lot of legislation, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, that have really aided the public participation and also aided placement of Nigeria in the right corner in the face of democracy in the Committee of Nations in the globe. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I cannot sit down without actually thanking this National Assembly for some of the very serious legislation that we have painstakingly taken in the interest of our people and the interest of the nation. Your Excellency, the Petroleum Industry Bill, which was passed into law, and now Petroleum Industry Act, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, is one legislation that each and every one of us here must individually and collectively be proud of. We have put our nation as an oil-producing country in the committee of other oil-producing countries in the nation, an OPEC member, leading OPEC member, and we are now going by a legal framework that actually places Nigeria in the best position when you are talking of oil production and oil sales in the global world. Okay. Other legislation, Mr. Speaker, that I don't have to necessarily hammer on, but look at, for instance, the Nok 2 Yon to Run. Nok 2 Run to Yan bill that was passed by this House and by this House and by extension by the National Assembly is also one very good legislation that brought about the younger ones, the brilliant ones from various shades of life, shades of experiences, whose experience are actually coming to pay a lot of good here on the floor of the House of Representatives.
All right,
we have given the young ones an opportunity to come and work with us, and they are working with us in good direction, and they are contributing seriously to the development of this country and to the legislative duties we are doing here. Your Excellency, I want to put also to the table that while we congratulate ourselves, that we must also charge ourselves. Charge ourselves by looking inward and looking at those areas where we should act and make Nigeria greater in the democratic process that we are running. Your Excellency, I want to put it before you as chairman of the Constitutional Review Committee that the issue of local government independence in Nigeria is one issue that must not be negotiated. Coincidentally, you are to chair the Constitutional Review Committee. I want that committee to be headed by you or being headed by you and this institution to take seriously the issue of local government autonomy, the insecurity problems we have, the banditry, the economic challenges we face all over in this country, Mr. Speaker, is born out of malfunction in the local government administration system. We have the Constitution which specifies that we have 3 tiers of government. And as long as we want these 3 tiers of government to function effectively and be able to address problems at the grassroots levels, then local governments must be allowed to operate as independent tier of government for the benefit of.
I feel your passion.
Speaker,
and if I allow you,
the government must also try to do more in the area of security.
Thank you.
In the area of security,
so that we can give others opportunity.
People are still facing security challenges, and the government and the institution of the legislature must also be ready to address this security problem so that our people everywhere in the country, in the 774 local government, you have our people sleeping with their eyes closed.
Thank you very much.
I believe the House is ready for that. The government should also be ready for that.
Thank you.
Work on the same page to ensure the overall development of Nigeria in every aspect and every ramification.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and God bless.
I represent Ikeja Federal Constituency, which happens to be the capital of Lagos, and that is democracy. Without democracy, there is no way. Somebody from like me from Kogi State, will be representing the capital of the most advanced state in this country. That is democracy. Democracy has allowed us as a people to be here. For democracy have got to know so many other Nigerians like us, so many other constituencies. I'm sure seated here we're over 300 different tribes, mother tongues. Yet we allow debates openly and give and take. That is democracy. In those days, under the military rule, you dare not stand up to talk. Even in the media, you will be arrested for doing what you think is right. But today, Nigerians under this human rights can talk, can say what they feel about government policies and what we need to do without any bias or any attack. Democracy has given us, even in the past, when we had issue in this country where former President Yar'Adua died, we had this doctrine of necessity. That was democracy. Without democracy, there was no way such a thing could have happened. I think that for us as a country, we are grateful to God for giving us these 25 years of unbroken democracy. For us as a country and as leaders, we need to look forward and see how we can better and advance the gains of democracy. How our people can be better off and how this country will be more united, that the crisis in all the parts of this country can be eliminated. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, Honorable.
Democracies which we have, I believe we have in Nigeria today. There are other countries that you have voting, people go out to vote for their representatives, but they have illiberal democracies because they have compromised a lot of things like the freedom of the press, freedom of involvement in all government processes, freedom, a lot of things, even the independence of the judiciary has been compromised in some democracies. But I think we should be proud that in Nigeria, during this period of 25 years of uninterrupted democracies, we have never in any way compromised the independence of these arms of government. Mr. Speaker, even in the UK and the US, where democracies are examples to us and to the rest of the world, until recently, I think, though the franchise, for instance, in the UK has been extended from 1830, but until in 1918 that women were allowed to vote. And we should all be proud that in these 25 years of democracy in Nigeria, there has never been a scenario where women or other factions in the society has been defranchised from voting. We should congratulate ourselves for that. And equally, even in the United States, it is until 1965 that African Americans were allowed to fully vote. So in looking at all these scenarios, Your Excellency, honorable colleagues, we should be proud that we have nurtured our democracy during these uninterrupted 25 years. Not forgetting the fact that we equally have challenges, which we are still working assiduously within the society, in the executive, the legislature, issues of insecurity, and all other things. I think we should all sit up to see that we use this same democracy that gives us the power to be involved in the process of government, to work hard to see that we face all these challenges and find solutions to it. We should look at the issues of insecurity, particularly, which, if you see, has different impacts and has created a lot of humanitarian emergencies in the country today, which resulted in issue of hunger, issue of malnutrition among our children, lack of school among our children, a lot of other things. And even lack of hospitals has also generated a lot of health issues in this country. And if you look at it, when we are talking about hunger or lack of physical health, the lack of mental health is one of the major issues that we should face during this period of our democracy, because it involves a lot of other things. It is all over. You can see it in children, in schools, everywhere. And this all resulted as a result of the fact that people have always been awake and are threatened with a lot of insecurity issues, ranging from kidnapping, from bandits, herders, Boko Haram, and a lot of others. And the IPOB everywhere. If you go to the northeast, to the southwest, to the south-south, to the north-central, everywhere you will find one sort of insecurity or the other.
Okay.
And this is one thing we should, as a legislator, sit down, look at it, revisit, and then work hard to see that next year, when we are celebrating our 26th year of uninterrupted democracy, we should say we are happy that we can sleep outside with our eyes closed. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you. I know that the man that was moving the
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
was to draw attention to himself.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
We would like to give you opportunity to say something, not based on your point of order. Let's hear you, Honorable Agocha, please. While you're doing that, we recognize our leaders, the leaders of the nation who are here. Recognize the Secretary to the federal government. Recognize the leader of our party, the chairman, national chairman of our party, the friend of the parliament, who is also the governor of Borno State, Recognize the leadership of the party. I've seen my own chairman from the Southeast, who is in charge of our party in the South, Honorable Enuku, also former presiding officers and other government officials. Proper recognitions will be